point something out? I think this is very unusual. This production is exactly the same as the first preview we played in London 26 and a half years ago.
Well, thank God it's getting the dress rehearsal. Now, listen, I have been a producer nearly 50 years, and I can tell you, in my dreams, I never thought I would be sharing the stage with a theatrical legend like Hal, let alone being here for such a historic occasion of such a wonderful show, becoming and taking the great honour in this amazing city of great musicals of becoming the longest running Broadway musical. It's extraordinary for me. It's extraordinary not just for the show, but for somebody who wanted to be a producer since I was 8. I had 2 heroes. They were David Merrick and they were Hal Prince, who's the only man I know who has had 2 careers. Hal Prince is one of our greatest directors. He's also one of the greatest producers. And in Her Majesty's Theatre, where I was growing up, I saw West Side Story, Hal Prince. I saw Fiddler on the Roof, Hal Prince. I saw Company, the very first American company I ever saw. It was just amazing. I owe so much inspiration to you, and it is thrilling to be.
It's worth mentioning we both started as stage managers.
Yes. So what Hal is actually saying is, be very nice to the stage manager on the way up. You'll never know when he's going to do. Now, you know, on a day like this, it's a very rare chance to say thank you, and I have to say 2 very quick thank yous. One, to the Schubert Organisation, who have been my friend and family in my career. Indeed, Tony Jacobs and Betty put me in the first Schubert house when I was a penniless producer. It was their own house. And I don't like to say this to Bob and Phil, but they didn't charge me any rent. I am so grateful to Bernie and to Jerry, who sadly aren't here, though funnily enough, Bernie did have an idea that the show might outlive him. Because I remember doing the break figure, which he was normally meticulous about. He went, "Don't have to worry about that," he said. "It'll never trouble us in our lifetime." So only Bernie knew, he knew everything. And what a wonderful man he was. And of course, Alan Wasser, my general manager, and his wonderful team. Thank you so much. But there are people who are not here, and the most important person who's not here is the man who gave us the music of the night, Andrew. I spoke to him a few hours ago. He has just had a rather serious back operation and literally just got home today. He sends all his love to all of you and everybody in the company. He's so sad, I mean really sad that he's not here tonight, and it is the one tinge of real unhappiness in this evening of joy for me, because we started this together for fun, and this is just, it never happened without him. He is just it was the greatest collaboration we've ever had. So we will definitely give him a great toast tonight, and get better soon. And of course, the other great person who is not here is Maria Pearson.
You introduced me to Maria, and she was an impeccable artist. We worked over a year on the production, countless trips, thanks to you, across the Atlantic. And suddenly it became time to share the whole show and present it. And I said to her, "But we don't have any costumes." And she said, "Oh, don't worry about those. I designed 50 a day." And she did. True to her word, she designed all these costumes in about 10 days. And they're exactly what you see on the stage. There's another lady missing, and I actually talked to her early this evening, and that's Gillian Lynn.
Gillian has been one of my oldest friends all my life. She is another true legend. And knowing Gillian, there's only one thing that would stop her being here. And that is the fact that she's actually driving people through a tech in London and doing a new show, Jerry Herman's, for us in London, Dear World. She's doing a production of Dear World in London. She's simply wonderful. I think with Betty Buckley, which is fantastic. So she's asked me to just read this to you. For the last 25 years, I've had the joy of being in New York to stage all our special celebration occasions. This time I cannot, as I'm directing Jerry Herman's Dear World in London. We're about to open. The years have flown by, and I have loved every minute of the work spent with the New York company of Phantom. Long may this beautiful show continue to thrive. With love and proud congratulations to everyone. Gillian. Thank you. But we do have one of our original creators, and we aren't the last two standing. That is our amazing lighting designer, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Bridge.
I have a letter from someone who's missing, and we wish we're here, and that's Michael Crawford. Dear Hal, just a note to congratulate everyone on this wonderful 25th anniversary of Phantom. Hal, I remember the night before we opened, when you told me that my life would change from that day on, and sure enough, I had the most exciting period of my career during that first year in Phantom, working with a great company, crew, and orchestra. So many wonderful memories. My love to you all, and to all the subsequent company members through the years. Most of all, thanks, Hal, for being a great captain of the team. With love, Michael.
We do have one other special person here tonight. Who you know as the creator of the role of Christine. Let me say, her role in this show is far more than just being the creator of the original role. Because the truth was, when Andrew rang me up originally in 1984, he said, why don't we just produce the Phantom of the Opera? He wasn't really intending to write it at that point in his life. He was possibly going to write a few extra tunes, and we were going to find existing material and do it. And we spent several months doing that. And at that point, he was married to Sarah, and we had a very good time enjoying and exploring the piece. But he was also finding out what an extraordinary voice Sarah had. And partly he was writing the Requiem for his father, who had just recently died. And I remember he rang me up on Christmas Eve, and as I lived very near him in Sidmoughton, and said, would I come over? He wanted to talk to me. And I came over. I think we went to the cellar, because I have no recollection of how I drove back. But the local priest did. I collided with the vicar in a winding back street and wrote off his car. He said, I had a vision of heaven last night. I now realise it's the smoke coming out of my radiator. And the first production cost for Phantom of the Opera was indeed replacing the vicar's car. The important thing is, Andrew said, no, I realise I want to write Phantom of the Opera. So that is very much thanks to Sarah. The next thing that she did was had a marvellous coincidence going to a singing teacher, and she overheard Michael Crawford being given a lesson. We were at the time still casting the role. And she discovered that Michael had been a chorister, mentioned it to Andrew, and we ended up with Michael Crawford as our leading man. So, I think that there's no doubt that Sarah was her muse, was the show's muse, Andrew's muse, and without her, we would not have the music of the night as we know it tonight. She has been, and always will be, his angel of music.